When I was 17 years old, I was called a jitter in my hometown. Now, jitters were guys who were renowned for our frowns and our interest in the post-grunge sound. With dyed hair, purple DMs bound tight below shredded jeans and rock t-shirts, we thought we looked all right, and we found that looking alternative could get the girls a little bit flustered. It was something that was later to prove very popular for Busted. So we cultivated a look similar to the modern day emo, just we were kind of more well adjusted with brighter clothes, wearing festival bands the colour of mustard and our black studded gloves. We looked dangerous and morose, being followed by security as we moped about in Waitrose. And we sat on the swings and we smoked our roll-ups, we swigged on cider and we moaned about grown-ups, and we talked about girls and the bands that we liked and the plethora of heavier drugs we should try, because we all listened to music and we all read Kerrang. To us, artists and drugs, they sort of went hand in hand. Every artist we rated celebrated their blazing on festival stages, or else they raged against them in interview statements, complained that it aged them, and even that sounded great. We just wanted a way in, but it was frustrating, like some really bad joke, because the dealers round our way were nastier blokes. Skinheads in puffer jackets. You would get smashed to a pulp if you, as a jitter, tried blagging some dope. So each night we talked highs, just how much we lusted for some kind of drug, until Chen mentioned nutmeg. Right? That's right, nutmeg is a drug. He printed off from the net details of its psychedelic effects, plus a comment that one trip was better than sex. And I have to confess, we were really impressed as guys who hadn't tried either of those yet. And so we swooped on our spice racks, we sidestepped our mothers, we scooped up supplies, met with each other, we pooled the resources, grated the lot, we filled empty bottles of Robinson squash with the pieces, used water to top it all up. We did up the lids and we swiftly took off. And we went to the witches and sat on the stumps and we opened the bottles, and fuck, did they hum. But we weren't giving up upon what we'd begun. We held noses to thumbs, proceeded to chug for about 30 seconds. And then we began to throw up. A lot. And as we threw up, we spluttered and roared, chucking up chunks of nutmeg on us all. Eventually, each of us gripped to the floor, heaving until we couldn't heave anymore. And as we all lay there, we spluttered and chatted of how we might die, our faces all plastered in each other's vomit, the nutmeg and acid. It felt like an age as 2 hours had passed. And then it wore off, and we washed in the river, and we each headed home to safety and dinner. And I'm a lot older now. I don't want to spoil it with too many details. I've hugged a few toilets. I'm aware of the hard stuff. I choose to avoid it. I still drink and I smoke and I sort of enjoy it. My mates have grown too. Some have moved on to bigger things. They have serious jobs now, yet they seem to take everything. Yet some won't touch booze and one won't take medicine. And there's some who are a mess from the way drugs have messed with them. I met with one good friend the other day and he promised me he'd give anything to go back to the point where only nutmeg had tested him. Cool, thank you very much. What an upbeat ending to a book.